Hello, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Morris coming to you from my home where I am staying safe and healthy. I am really lucky to live right where there is a beautiful pond in the back. And the woods that you see is full of deer and owls and even foxes and wild turkeys and rabbits and raccoons and squirrels, of course. And I think that today this would be the perfect place to have our library story time. So let's head on back to the pond where I'm going to read Reflections by Ann Jonas. Let's think about that word reflection for a minute before we start our story. What is a reflection? It's the picture that you see when you look in a mirror. Here's a picture that I took out at the pond last week during a beautiful sunset. Did you know that if water, like a pond or a lake, is really smooth, it can act like a mirror? Do you see the reflection of the clouds in the sky in the water? Do you see how that picture shows both at the same time? Keep that idea in mind when we read Ann Jonas's book, Reflections. So here we are by the pond. It is a beautiful spring day. Things are greening up. I can hear the birds chirping. I can see little buds on the trees. And the pond is the perfect place for this story. There are some boys fishing. There are some girls visiting. Families are picnicking, and if we're really lucky, we'll get to see a sailboat that's being sailed by remote control by someone on the other side of the pond. So let's begin. Ann Jonas wrote Reflections. And we're so lucky we even have a signed copy by her. It says, "Best wishes to the students of McKinley School," which was our school before it was Horace Mann. Ann Jonas, 12th of April, 1988. The best place I know is here by the sea. There's so much to do. I get up at dawn. And you'll notice that there are some upside down words here. Those will be part of the reflection part of the story. The fishermen are already at work. But I'm always in time to see the first ferry. Too bad we don't have big boats like that on my pond. Sometimes a storm comes up on the bay. Look at those storm clouds. It rains for a while, then the sun comes out again. I go to the boatyard, but no one's around. Here are the boats. They're all at the beach. It's too crowded for me. Good thing he's staying away from crowds. So I take a walk past the mill. There's an orchard there, and the peaches are ripe. That's a cool part of this book for me because before the pond was here, this land used to be fruit orchards. Apples, peaches, pears, and there they are. And in the birch grove, there may be a deer. Very true for my pond. Lots of deer. It's a little scary deep in the woods. So I turn around. Now here's the cool part. Watch the reflection change. The way that you see the picture. Isn't that neat? And those upside down words are now here, and we'll use them to finish the story. And find my way back. Sometimes I catch a frog in the pond. We have lots of spring peeper frogs in our pond. Or even a fish if I'm really quick. That's a cool reflection picture. The carnival is here at last. I take a ride. Then I go back to the beach, but it's still too crowded. The campground is empty. Everyone's at the beach. Do you recognize those boats from before? And Jonas has turned them into tents. I feed the ducks. They're always waiting. When it's windy enough, like today, my family flies kites. And those boats are now kites in our story. Then we have dinner at the restaurant. Takeout only. From there, we can watch the sunset. Oh, there are beautiful sunsets on this pond. Oh, and there are some ducks enjoying our story too. Later, we all go to the park for the band concert. Won't it be nice when those band concerts come back to Lakewood Park? After that, it's time for bed. And we are back to the beginning. Thank you for being great listeners. And a challenge for you today is to look around your world for reflections. Maybe in a mirror, maybe